What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Executives View. I'm your host, Aaron Sirius Simmons, and this is the View from on top, man. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us on a Tuesday. I do appreciate that. You guys know how I get down. If you see the show, share the show. We're all over the place, man. We on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok. We're doing big things in the places, and definitely want to take everybody along for the journey. I'm back and I don't do this by myself, man. I got a slew of brothers that are sitting here ready to chop it up and talk about everything around the world of professional sports. The homie Villain's in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
Villain, I'm wearing all black because another Giant season buried and gone. What's up, boys? What's going on?
You know, man, I'll be honest with you, bro. I said this to a Giants fan today. As opposed to seasons before, I feel as though you guys are set up right now to really do something if you don't screw up the coach. We need some guys to come back healthy. Like, again, Joe Shane is picking the coach, which is not a good move.
Yeah. That's your first problem.
I like a lot of the pieces you guys got, both on the offense and defense side of the ball. We'll get to that here in a minute. Larry's in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
Man, what's the deal, y'all? Hey, look, I don't know about y'all, but Barry, ain't it feel great to have your sports back, man? Hey, look.
What with YouTube
Disney, yes, bro. Oh my god, man.
We football fans, we wrestling fans got the Disney and the ESPN package, so
yeah, but I mean it's a different vibe, and Larry knows exactly what I mean. On a Saturday when you can have all the multi
quad box.
Yes. Yeah. Other than that, I'm good, bro.
Cool. The homie CK's in the building. What's going on, CK? How we doing, sir?
Live long and prosper.
Yes, sir. Spoken by the true Spock himself, man. Normally I would jump into, sports conversation. This is gonna spill into sports, but I wanted to take a pause and kind of have a real dialogue with you gentlemen, and for those that are listening or maybe listening later on. We had a tragedy take place in the NFL. Marshawn Nealon unfortunately took his own life due to different circumstances and different things. And now I feel as though the 988 and the T-shirts and all that sort of thing has somewhat become performative, if you will. We have the pleasure of having a real life veteran here in the building who may or may not have dealt with some of those idealizations himself. I was married to a military individual. So the point of the conversation is to be able to kind of spot the signs prior to, as opposed to just, being reactionary. CK, talk to me, man. This was your bag. I definitely want to talk about that. Where's your head at with the big dog?
Hey, everybody. I probably should write stuff down, but I don't like writing stuff down because then it comes across as scripted. I was asked to speak at a vet rehab Friday. So one of the things I kept talking about was pain shared is pain lessened. Pain shared is pain lessened. And then I started thinking about everything that happened with Nealon and so many other NFL players over the past 4 years. Mm-hmm. Both active duty, both playing and retired, or no longer playing, former players. The number that have taken their lives is double digits, actually, over the past 5 years. I mean high double digits. I'm not talking like 10 to 15. We're talking in the 20s. If you go back and start looking at the names and counting the names. And every time after the fact, we get what I call all this performative stuff about 988 and make the call so you don't, and they're doing a true disservice to it. 988 should not be the last option. It should not be the last option. Aaron knows this, Barry knows this. My first suicide attempt, I was 12 years old. I've had 8. 3 times I was successful. I've been dead for 5 minutes. I still deal with suicidal ideation. One of the hardest things to deal with when you deal with these issues is when you get into that space, where it's nothing but black. And all you feel is pain. There is no phone call. There is no conversation. There is nothing that can get me or people who deal with it like me out of that space, except we want to end it. Because there's nothing else. It's overwhelming, it's crushing, and there is no answer except I'm tired and I want it to end. So the object is to get us to call those numbers, to have the conversations before we wind up in pitch black, while there's still dusk, while there is still light. Because while there is still light, there is hope. At midnight, there is no hope. So don't wait to ask someone to call a number when they're in the pit. And it takes conversation. I didn't say talk, I said conversation. One of the worst things when you're in that space of feeling these feelings is for someone, you share it with someone and they start telling you all the positive things in your life. First of all, I don't want to hear that shit right now. Sorry, stuff. Secondly, you're lying. Because see, you're saying it because you're uncomfortable. You're saying it because you feel a certain kind of way. So you need to make me feel better so you can feel better. I don't believe you. I don't. Because I'm sharing my feelings with you and you're invalidating my feelings. My feelings are valid. They're not facts. My feelings are valid. They are not facts. So when I share my feelings with you, don't invalidate them. Listen. And that's a hard thing for people to do. I went to marriage therapy years and years ago when I was in the service. And the therapist said to me, Chandler, your wife is asking you for an apple and you keep bringing her an orange. I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, she asked you for an apple. You back up a truckload of oranges and says, vitamin C, take that. She's just asking you to listen. And it's the same thing. Pain shared is pain lessened. Use I statements. It's okay to say, I hurt when you say that. When you say those things about any of your life, I hurt. I feel scared. I don't want to lose you. I feel a little angry that you want to leave me. It's okay to say that. Because what you're doing is you're sharing your pain with me. And now I can share my pain with you. Pain shared is pain lessened. Does it change how I feel? No, but it makes me a little lighter. The one thing I know for people who have lost anybody, regardless how they lost them, the one overriding sentence I have heard, I've volunteered at hospices, is I wish I could have told them how I felt. I wish I could have one more conversation to say, I love you, I miss you, and all of those things. That's across the board. So don't wait until they're gone. Have the conversations now. It's okay when you see that person starting to go in that space. Just go sit in the room with them. You don't have to have a conversation. Just go sit in the room with them and give them the space to say something or not. And when they do, don't invalidate it. Use I statements when you respond. And I know it's hard, especially for people with kids, to have tough conversations and share the pains that they've gone through. Barry and I have had this conversation before about things that he doesn't want to have to talk to his kids about, but he has had to, and it's painful. But what it does, it creates a bond. So now that his children know when they're struggling with something, they can go to him and he can relate to pain. Because see, it's about relating to pain. I don't have to have gone through what you've gone through. You have pain. I have pain. Let's talk about that. So now I know I'm not alone in this. I'm not the only one feeling these feelings. Because everybody in the world at some point or another has hit a low spot. It's okay to share that with that person. You're not encouraging them to do anything. And that's when you bring up 988. That's when you have the, hey, because I know people who work that hotline. Or if you call and say, I just want to talk, they will kick their feet up, sip their coffee, and let you talk as long as you need to. As long they will not call for a welfare check. They're not sending the cops to your door unless you start actually actively saying you're going to hurt yourself. They will just listen. And then they will say, would you like some suggestions? And if you say no, that's okay. You feel better? A little bit. All right, thanks. Call us anytime. 988 is not a last option. It's the first option. Then conversation. Conversation is not talking. Conversation is listening and responding to what the person said. It's okay to say to that person that you care about, I'm angry that you want to leave me. It's okay to say that. Because now they get to respond to your pain. And if I'm focused on responding to you, maybe I don't worry as much about me now. So guess what? Now my focus isn't on all of my crap right now. You just helped divert my focus. So you gave me another day to work at it. When these tragedies happen, everybody wants to wear a t-shirt and talk about 988, and then 2 days later, you never hear anything about it. The conversation has to be consistent and ongoing. And sometimes it's not a conversation. Sometimes it's just go sit with them. Just go sit. It's okay to just sit in a space. I know Barry a long time. I know Barry loves his wife. I know that Barry can sit in a room with his wife. They ain't got to say nothing to each other, and they both know that because they communicate. They do. He learned that from his parents. Sirius knows how to communicate. He learned that from his parents. Larry knows he learned that from his parents. I can't. And if you're somebody who deals with suicidal ideations and you can't talk to your family, and there's situations where you can't, when you start spiraling down, call 988 then and say, I just need to talk. That's all. I don't want you to give me no suggestions. I don't want to hear nothing. I just want to talk. And they'll listen. And then during the talk, you might say, well, you can respond if you want. And maybe they'll share something with you. Pain shared. It's pain lessened. We got to stop waiting until it's 0 hour to try to save somebody. Because honestly, I can't save anybody. None of us can save anybody unless they want to be saved. So sometimes we just have to give them the room to feel those feelings, and they know that we won't invalidate them. We won't make them feel as though there's something wrong with them. Because I swear, to tell somebody, and I've done this, I've gone to people that I trusted and I said, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to wake up tomorrow. And they ran off a list of all my accomplishments. What's that got to do with the price of tea in China? How is that supposed to make me feel? You're telling me stuff so that you feel better. And it's not intentional. People don't understand it. They think they're helping. Trust me, you're not. Sometimes just listen and then share something so that person understands that they're not alone in that pain. Because it comes down to being in so much pain that you just don't want to go on. And before we get to that place, that's what 988 is. For veterans, option 1. For civilians, just call 988. Call that number just to talk. You ain't got to mention the word. You can say, I'm stressed today. I'm having a bad day. If you're someone who has a loved one who deals with that and you need to talk, call them and say, you know what? I need to get this off my chest. I can't say it to them, but I want to yell and I'm angry and I want to choke them because they told me I'm leaving me. You're allowed to feel that. It's okay. Your feelings are valid. They're not facts. How do we redirect feelings and don't let them drive the bus? We refute them with facts. I used to have this therapist, and I would always tell me I had no hope. And I said that for years. And one day she said to me, she said, Chandler, if you didn't have hope, you wouldn't keep showing up. Wow. She was right. I had to have hope because I kept showing up, but I couldn't see it. She didn't tell me I was wrong. She gave me a fact that I couldn't refute. So if we truly want to help those we care about, don't wait till the end. Don't start calling 988 when it's 0 hour. Have conversations, have hard conversations early. Give them space to be, to feel. And then maybe we with the conversation, with the hard conversations, with sharing of pain. If I feel a little bit lighter, I don't mind getting up tomorrow. If I feel that I have someone who can relate to me feeling bad, I don't mind getting up tomorrow. But if I feel like I'm all alone, and all you do is you tell me, well, if it gets too bad, call 988. It's gonna be too late. That's all I got, guys. Y'all go ahead.
I mean, that's a very very open and honest way of looking at it, and I'm glad that we have you here to discuss that. I think for me, as somebody who works in the mental health space, I kind of deal with this on a regular basis. And we are taught to do that very thing, CK, to make I statements and to not list a laundry list of accomplishments and what you have going and or whatever the case may be. Although, in an effort to shake the person or move the person off of the dark spot, if you will, one would think, hey, you got you're married, you got kids, and you got a good job, and listing all the things that an individual may have. The biggest thing is just to be present. And so I'm glad that you wanted to talk about it. The outsets of this show. It definitely is a stray away from our normal content and what we normally talk about. But in light of what took place with Nealon and the ever growing list of names that have taken their own life and succumbed to whatever that thing was, I felt that those was pertinent and very important that we use this platform to give people another way to deal with their loved ones and their family members or friends or whatever the case may be that may be going through. This is the holiday season. I call it the birth months. This is a very stressful time for a lot of people. And unfortunately, the statistics would show that is during these particular months when there's an uptick in tragedy of this nature for whatever reason. So again, we don't shy away from these conversations as African American men on this particular platform. We deal with it differently than some of our other constituents. But at the end of the day, we need to understand how to navigate the situation. Before I get to Coach, does anybody else, Villain, Larry, you want to talk about it or chime in? We can definitely move.
Man, I might need to keep it a little PG. But I'll say this, and this is where I'm gonna go with it. And not just it don't just happen in other sports, but with football players. I'm gonna drill down the football players. And CK, I know you've been real vocal about them hiding CTE. I'm not gonna just say it's CTE. Do it make you wonder, like, is the NFL giving these guys the tools to be able to deal with success? Because everybody can't handle success. This dude literally just scored a touchdown. How many people know how to deal with, I get it now, you got NIL money, but how many people know how to deal with now you are multi-millionaire? How many people are getting the help that they need to be able to deal with the fact that you play on basically the most viewed team? How do you cope with stuff like that? And some people can't handle that pressure. You love playing football. You started playing it because of the love of the game and because you were good. Of course, you progressed through, either high school, college, and now you're on the highest level. And some people, like I said, you want to be able to play the game. You want to be able to make the money, but can you handle the fame? And it makes me wonder, because you see it more prevalent in the NFL. Is the NFL really giving these guys the tools they need? Are they really giving these guys, the support that they need? Are they, are you just showing up to, because you were drafted and they give you this song and dance speech because you're in rookie mini camp, and oh yeah, we're gonna give you hey, watch out for this, and I'm being blunt like CK. Watch out for the hoes and the drug dealers and all this other stuff that people be around. Do they give you the tools to say, you know what? Do I want to be here tomorrow? And it makes you wonder, are they really giving these guys what they need in order to be able to deal with that? And even if it's not just the pressures of football, are they really giving these guys the tools to say, hey, what's going on in your life? His mom died. Okay, hey, you got a baby on the way. Some people can't handle that. Postpartum just don't affect women. It affects men too. Because now you're having to take on somebody else's life. Be responsible for them. It makes you wonder, or are they getting everything they need to be successful individuals? Are they able to, like you say, in the NFL is really bad because their careers are short. So you're 28 and you're retired. What do I do with the rest of my life? What do I do? And for me, it's just one of those things. It's sad. I live here in Texas. Most people don't even realize Adrian Peterson just got arrested again the other day. He stays in trouble. Did they give him the tools to be able to cope with not playing football, life after football? It just is one of the things that you see back and you say to yourself, like they make these billions and billions in dollars, but they steady sweep all of the problems under the rug. It's just like keep sweeping it. But yeah, that's what I had to say about it.
No, I agree. I think there's a lot to unpack there. I'm not going to repeat what you said because you said a lot of what I was going to say as far as, these are kids. They're kids. And they come right out of high school, go right into college, come right out of college, and go right into the pros. They're 24 or 25 years old. I know at 24, 25 years old, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. No, absolutely no idea. It wasn't until I was about 25 where I started to kind of figure some things out. If it wasn't for people talking to me on my side and like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're smart. Why are you working here? Like, what are you doing? Like, I had no direction. You know what I mean? So I can imagine being 24, 25, being handed millions of dollars and trying to figure it out. I think the NFL gives you a lot of tools. They do give you a lot of tools, but tools to be an NFL player, right? And be in the NFL system. But they don't give you tools to deal with being an NFL player, and they don't give you tools post being an NFL player. What do you do with your money? What do you do with your life? How do you cope? All that kind of stuff. But they give you everything to get out there on Sunday and get on the field, whether it's, drugs, painkillers, what have you, to be an NFL player. But after that, they don't give a damn. That's just my opinion.
It's a sad reality to kind of look at. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And again, to CK's point, sometimes the signs may not be as noticeable to the untrained and naked eye. So just making sure that when you sense it, you're just present, using I statements.
But some people can't sense it.
Seriously. Right. I mean,
I'll be honest with you. Like, if I knew what I knew now, like, maybe I would have been a resource for some people that I knew. You know what I mean? So some people can't sense it. Some people are oblivious to it because they're so busy living their life that they don't see other people, struggling. So it's important for people to sense it, and I get that, but it's also, as a man, it's okay to ask for help. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think
that's something that we struggle with, bro. That's something we struggle with a lot.
I think it's honestly serious. Like, my job, and I know a lot of people's job through their insurance policy, you're able to call a hotline, not just 988, but you're able to call and get any kind of mentorship or help or anything like that you need. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Just the communication piece. When you call somebody and say, how you doing? And they say, fine. Fine means effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional.
Well, I know when my wife says
Fine.
I'm fine, I better. Well, shit. What did I do
Fine is
now?
not an answer.
Right.
Fine is not an
Yep,
answer.
like let me check if the garbage taken out. Let me make sure the
If you get an
dishes are
anniversary
clean.
or
Yeah,
something,
check the calendar because
Yeah.
I know it's
you
I'm
put your
fine.
clothes in the right spot.
Yeah, I joke about it, but no, you're absolutely right, serious, and like that's what I was saying. Like, my job has resources that I could tap into anytime. But it's me being um not adult but conscious enough to know that I need to reach out. I get so busy with my day. Serious knows, Unc knows. Like I get so wrapped up in my day, and I don't take time for myself sometimes. And I'm getting better at that. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing one thing, on to the next thing, and actually, my wife be like, "Did you make that phone call today for yourself to make an appointment?" I'm like, "I don't have time." What do you mean you don't have time? You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, and I tell people, make time, blah, 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 but then I'm guilty of it myself. So, it is that being self-aware too that you got to be aware of too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
With
like
that being
you said, remember you was like 9 and 8 shouldn't be the last call. This was
Yeah.
my thing, these, and I'm gonna just say it across all these sports leagues, they not practicing like that. So why is it not some type of like mandatory counseling? Why is it not some type of, hey, look, we have mandatory checks on these guys, see how they doing. At least, like you say, a professional may or may not be able to spot it. They may be able to spot some of this stuff ahead of time, or they may be able to help these guys through this. And it's just amazing that, like you said, I said they got the weakest union, but they sit up and they argue over practicing in pads. Meanwhile, these guys are literally like killing each other, and they're like, whatever. We don't care about that. We just gonna do whatever. And it, like I say, it pisses me off because I'm like, dude, like, how much money would it take extra for y'all to have somebody come in and, hey, look, we got to meet with the players, even if it's an hour. Everybody come in, talk to the counselor for an hour. Everybody come.
well,
I have professionals in my family that are counselors and psychiatrists. Hey, we just doing a welfare check. We checking on you, how your day, what's going on in your life outside of football. Don't just tell me about the play that you made last week, or the play that's coming up, or what you got to remember from the new package they put you in on. What's going on with you? Checking on you, seeing how was what. Like, real talk, yeah. CK, you shared the nitty gritty with us, and bro. CK will tell you, I'm an hour behind y'all. What I tell you, CK? If you need to hit me, you hit me. You call me, and we'll tackle it.
I think the biggest thing, and then we'll move. Steve, coaches in the wings. He'll pop in here in a second.
Nobody care about Coach. Let him sit
Yeah,
and play.
chill.
Chill.
About to get live here in a minute. We'll talk about
He's
that.
like a double dutch. He over there. He ready to jump in anyway. He double dutching.
Here's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm with all of the welfare check and speaking to your mental health professional and all the different things. I think the biggest thing is that players and people have become so good at masking that the professionals can only work with the information that is given. You feel me? And so if I'm sitting with a client and he or she is saying, "Yo, I'm good. I'm having a good day," and blah blah blah, and you're working with them and you're seeing them, and they're bopping all over the place and doing all the things, they have become so good at masking and dealing with whatever, as CK would put it, the dark place is, that by the time they've reached that point of no return, if you will, it's like, what the hell? I mean, I could have we could have done some things. So it's a very, very fine line and fine road that we have to walk, especially if you want to help your friends and help your loved ones and be there for them in this time of crisis. However, with that being said, anybody want to touch anything else before we move?
I'm gonna say this, and that's gonna be my final comment on
Yeah.
it. You're gonna always have the ones that mask it and hide it.
Yeah.
The one that need the help, and you say that one life, I'm all for it. And the one
It's
that
always
you
one.
spot,
Get the
the
one.
one that you spot, and you save that one life is worth it.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's worth it. With that being said, let's get Coach in here. We're gonna press on, man. Coach, what's going on, big dog? How we doing today, sir?
I had half a mind to just kind of maybe sit this one out. Seemed like a very deep, thoughtful conversation that probably I didn't. I feel like I'm crashing the party, but we can keep it moving, fellas. It's like I don't have nothing to add because y'all covered it pretty much. But I tell you one thing: every NFL team, I don't know about every, but most NFL teams have a team therapist or some sort of mental health professional, and that is the most quietest office in the entire facility.
I believe it.
I'll just say that.
I believe it. With that being said, we are going to move on to college football. Man, this college football rankings have come out. I know Larry is going to be ticked off, and again, I'm with the smoke today. I'm with the smoke today. Your
Yeah,
top five.
maybe I should leave. Yeah,
No, yeah, I mean, it is
I
what
think,
it
I, think, I think I'm gonna leave. I think I'm gonna leave.
is.
I'll check y'all next week. Yeah.
And it's
The
the
top
SEC
five.
Invitational. I told you that. All of that.
Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia, Ole Miss, Oregon, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and the Crimson Tide, Alabama rounds up your top 10. BYU, Vanderbilt, Utah, Miami, Georgia Tech, USC, and them Longhorns, Michigan, Virginia, and Tennessee round up your top 20. Um, I have questions that need to be answered. I have grievances that need to be filed, and tomatoes that need to be thrown. With that being said, Villain, talk to me, my guy. This top 20 is what it is. And JMU, right down the street from where I currently rest my head, is ranked 21 at 9-1. So shout out to them. But agree, disagree, want to move some stuff. Where's your head at, big dog?
Where are my Huskies? My Huskies need to be in the top 25. All right. We got better records with some of these cats, with some of these jokers. I know you. I think I'm joking. You think I'm not being serious, but they're 8-3.
Mm-hmm.
They're 8-3. You got 7-3 Texas, right? You got 7-3 Tennessee, Illinois, Missouri. You know what I mean? So, Arizona State. So I mean, I'm not trying to be like I'm being dead
Wait,
serious.
UConn beat Texas?
Listen. 8-3.
What's UConn's best win? UConn's best win. UConn's best win.
UConn's best win.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was against Duke. Probably their best win. But it doesn't matter. 8-3 is 8-3.
8-3 is 8-3.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Listen, y'all want BYU in there, right?
BYU's 9-1.
Yeah, but who they beat? Their best game they lost. But I mean, listen, it's gonna shake out. I mean, I'm not the expert like Coach. I mean, I hate that you came to me first instead of Coach, because Coach can cook on this. Big win by Oklahoma, getting into the top 10 now. Notre Dame in the top 10. Alabama is still, a good shot to get into the playoff, but they're ahead of BYU, right? So that's crazy to me. Utah and BYU right there, 11-12. It's going to be interesting. I think the best thing to happen to Alabama is losing to Oklahoma, because now they don't have to go to the championship game and probably get that third loss.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then be totally knocked out. So I think that their best thing is then their last game will be against Auburn in the Iron Bowl. And
might not be though, Barry, because they've lost 2 games. They've only lost 1 SEC game. They can still find themselves in Atlanta.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But I think it's just I don't know. I don't know the logic in this thing. Like Georgia Tech is 16, right? And they're a 1-loss team. So it's kind of crazy to me. So
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. This thing defies logic.
Yep.
I don't know where the logic comes into play.
I don't
know where the logic comes into play. I mean, but Notre Dame had probably one of their better wins of the season against Pitt, right?
Yeah.
So but what makes that better than Georgia Tech right now? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just I don't know. I'm done. I'm good.
Coach, talk to me, bro. This is your Wellhouse fan. Go to work.
So, like, nobody's mad at Tulane.
I am.
Well,
I am.
it's like, well, good. I'm mad at Tulane too. Everybody's trying to kind of pick up. You know what? I'm gonna keep
Because
myself
Navy should be ranked, not Tulane.
Navy. Look, because then we all know the American Conference has been all wild. It has been the wildest conference in the country. Not even close. They just keep hitting each other with uppercuts every week. Like, what about East Carolina? You want to talk about teams that nobody's talking about? East Carolina is playing some good ball. But this is what happens. Utah is 12 in the rankings, but they're out of the playoff because you have to have like this G6 spot, which right now Tulane is in. And I just feel like Tulane is probably gonna lose again. It's just like every team that has been in the quote unquote G6 spot has lost the last 3 weeks. Is like a terror spot. And this is why the SEC and the Big Ten and the ACC want to do away with that automatic bid, for the G6, because Utah or whoever you want to put there are teams that should probably be in that spot ahead of Tulane. Okay, like we can sit up here all night and name teams that should probably be in that spot
Yeah.
over Tulane.
Mm-hmm.
But Tulane's in because of how it works. I mean, it is what it is. But here's my thing: Notre Dame at 9 is crazy work. Crazy work. I, look, I've been battling with these Golden Domers like all year, and I just feel like I've said it before on the show before. Join a conference. Stop being greedy. Stop being cowards. Join a conference. It's like you've been flirting with the ACC all these years. Just go ahead and join ACC. Or if you don't want to join ACC, be the 19th team in the Big Ten. I don't know. I don't like Notre
We
Dame.
don't need no more, big. We didn't need more. We good. We
You
close.
Notre Dame should have been in the Big Ten years ago, and then now it moved to the ACC, right?
Yeah, they're like, it's funny because it's like they're spiritually their values line up more with the Big Ten than the ACC.
Absolutely.
But the ACC is the easier conference to kind of latch on to.
That was what they were in for basketball, right, Coach?
Yeah, they were the Big Ten for basketball, but
no, they're the ACC for everything but football.
They were in the Big Ten for basketball a long time ago. They were in the Big East.
I think recently they were in the ACC.
They were in the Big East. I'm sorry,
Big East. Big East.
Yeah, which missed the Big East anyway. Like
Big East is still here. We're back for basketball. UConn number 3.
No, Barry. I miss the Big East.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've said this before, guys. It's a TV show. People might not watch. People aren't probably going to watch Utah versus Oklahoma. Everybody's going to be locked into Oklahoma versus Notre Dame. If this game ends up holding true, two blue blood programs, you're going to have the entire country watching Notre Dame, Oklahoma. You're going to have a lot of people watch Miami and Ole Miss, and Lane Kiffin might not even be the coach. He might not even be them. His wife already looking for houses in Baton Rouge. But anyway, it's a TV show, guys. I mean, I'm looking at it now. I read that like this Bama Oregon game. Woo. Like that's prime time TV there. That's must see TV. So when you have human beings and their emotions and their feelings, and they're supposed to leave those feelings at the door. They did the thing where like, hey, we're leaving our heads at the door. They don't. They take their feelings, they take their emotions into their room because they're human beings. And these human beings who do this, they're like, let's find a way to keep Texas close. Because Texas draws ratings. Because Texas is Texas. Because I hate to say this, and I've said it a million times, guys. Look, I don't agree with it. I'm a Texas fan. If Texas beats A&M the day after Thanksgiving, they're going to be in the playoff. As messed up as that sounds, They're going to be in the playoff because then they're going to have just beaten top five, number three team in the country, Texas A&M,
Yeah.
and they're 17. They're not 17 by accident, guys, because then they can justify moving them from 17 to like 11 because they're 17. They
Okay,
can justify it.
I got a question. I got a
Mhm.
question. What happens when Michigan beats Ohio State?
Absolutely nothing.
You turn the
I
PlayStation off.
think Michigan gets in. Ohio
That's
State
not happening.
doesn't get a bye.
Yeah, but who's out? That's the thing. Now who is out?
Because then what happens is this is where the championship games come into play. Because then Ohio State still goes to the Big Ten championship game.
Right, but does Michigan now get in?
I think they
Michigan,
have a good shot. They have a good case.
because Michigan is what? Michigan is ranked. I had it written down.
They're 8-2 right
18.
now. They're only a
They're
2
below
loss.
Texas.
18, right.
Yeah.
below
So again, it's the same thing. Where it's like you know, like I said, the SEC gets all this grief, but it's like the Big Ten, as I said, run this MFR. I said this last week. It's like so the Big Ten can get another team in there, and yeah, it's the same thing. They don't have Michigan and Texas there for nothing. You know, in poor Utah, Utah is sitting there in the worst spot possible. If you throw out the Power Six and all that stuff like that, they're in the playoff. They're ranked number 12. But they put Utah there so they can get jumped by the Texases of the world, by the Michigans of the world. Because yeah, a lot is going to come down to this Friday and Saturday, this last Friday and Saturday of November. This is what it all comes down to because this week is the SEC SoCon Challenge. Everybody's kind of taking the week off. They're playing Sanford and Furman and stuff like that. So nothing really of note is going to happen this week. Next week, when we have these rivalry games, we have the Iron Bowl. When we have Michigan State and Ohio State, when we have Texas and A&M. You know, this is where because like this week is almost like an off week. It's a bye week because this all is going. It's not going to shake out until 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
So it's fun for me. I love this. I was arguing with a whole bunch of Notre Dame people earlier today. It's fun. We're having fun here. It's like I said, hey, y'all still don't deserve to be in the playoff, but y'all probably get in there. But hey, you know, it is what it is. This is why I love college football. You know, so and Hokie Nation has adopted me as one of their own. So gobble gobble, hokey hokey high. So I am their new king. So it's
Yeah.
like yeah. So
Shout out to the Virginia Tech Hokies. You know, Coach broke the news, 48 hours after it took place, but they have landed on James Franklin to be their new coach. We'll talk
Which
about
we knew.
that,
They
I'm
can make.
sure, here in
That's-
a little bit.
definitely.
Larry, talk to me, big guy. I know you guys know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these.
Man,
he's just mad U of A chain in. U of A chain
No,
in.
dude, they need to go to 25 and just let U of H in. Dude,
U of H is at 23 right now.
Dude, this is let me tell you how much of a joke this is, bro, to me. And they be talking about quality. Oh, remember I told you because the rankings matter because they're like, oh, you beat a ranked team, so you should be this and this. Steve, you the guru, right? Find one quality win for Tennessee for me.
Tennessee.
Find one quality win for Missouri for me.
Missouri's best showings have been in losses. Yes.
Yeah.
No, but they're losses. I'm talking about wins.
Yeah, I'm saying their best wins have been losses. Yes, their best showings
And where are they ranked? And the teams that beat them get propped up because they beat them and they haven't beat anybody. That's the point. That's the point that I don't like about this stuff because it's like y'all heard what I said earlier. Like Urban Meyer said it. Urban Meyer said that these other teams can literally not afford to lose one game because they're gonna put Bama in the BCS when it was the BCS. They're gonna put an SEC team in the college football playoffs because they are quote unquote, I guess it's like what we say, CK, sports soap opera. Yeah. They want to make this WWE style. We're gonna bring in the fans and all this stuff. But I'm one of them dudes that I want to see what happens. Make this like March Madness. I want to see what happens if one of these small schools pull an upset. I want to see that. And if they get their breaks beat off of them, then let them get beat the breaks beat off of them versus them not even going. I want to see that. That's called parity. That's called parity. So that was the point of doing this whole thing to make it where now some of these schools could get in, and they're doing the same damn thing they've been doing. They're going back doing the same damn thing they've been doing. It makes no sense. None.
So what do you want the playoff to look like, Larry? You want Sam Houston? You want U of H? You want what do you want the playoff to look like? Let's take all the SEC teams out of the playoff and then just put everybody else in there. I mean, what are we doing?
No, what they need to do is they need to start forcing these teams to actually play other tough teams.
There's no incentive to. There's no incentive to.
I'm just saying, aside from Texas taking on Ohio State, who else had a SEC team had a non-conference good team on their schedule? Nobody.
What do you need a non-conference schedule for if you're in the conference and playing power teams?
But
there's no need for it.
They can get I'm put like this: the SEC beats up on the SEC and they get credit for beating up on each other, but they don't play against other teams. Like schedule in Miami. Put Oregon on your schedule.
But Larry, they don't have to schedule anybody.
They purposely don't do it, and they've been doing it for years
because they don't have to. Because they don't have to. They don't have to.
That's a fallacy. Because I'm sorry, Missouri is a middle of the pack SEC team. It's a middle of the pack Big 12 team. It's a bottom feeder Big 10 team. So if Missouri's playing something, miss me with the Missouris and the Tennessees and the South Carolinas, because they're in the SEC doesn't make them good. They don't make them good. Those teams are in the SEC, and they will be bottom feeder teams in the Big 10, and they will be barely good teams. They'd be middle of the road teams in the Big 12.
Dude, that's my point. That's why I feel like all this stuff is a joke. It's just to get in ratings, like you say, put asses in seats and call it a day.
Yeah.
And
so if you know this, then why the outrage? If you know this,
because that's the case, you should have just kept the BCS.
Just keep each other at the same time.
If that's the case, you should have just kept the BCS, or better yet, I'll go back to what me and CK back in the day. They didn't even have no playoffs. It was like, okay, you pick the ball game, and if you're not assigned to it, and you're not number one, number two, then we vote. And we might have tie co-champions, and we might not have tie co-champions. Go back to that.
That's even worse. You know that those days.
I'm not saying go back that far, but I mean,
what you can do is you can use the computers. You can use the BCS model.
But if
to determine who makes it, because if you look at the computer models, well, they still do the computer models, and the computer models are way different than the playoff. But like I said, when you have humans doing it with human emotion, this is what happens.
But you know what makes? But I'm saying that we're talking about college sports. You know what makes March Madness? Because you have those upsets. You have these smaller schools or the well not known schools being put on Front Street, and they pulling these upsets. You would never see that in college football if they're not even invited to the party.
But
March Madness is an event. You're not watching. It's different.
Dude,
like
but that's like
schools,
saying March Madness and we only going to invite the Blue Bloods. That's it.
Yeah, but the March Madness is an entity of itself. College football is
and it's also
that was the point of going to the playoffs, is to create parity, just like March Madness is.
No, that's the point of the playoffs is not to create parity.
The playoff was created to make money, Larry.
Yes.
To make a whole bunch of money.
I get that, and I get that. I get that.
So you get that. You get this to make money. You get all this stuff like that. So like again, what do you want the playoff to look like? Do you want East Carolina to get that?
When they came out with it, they said it was to keep. But the BCS was keeping qualified teams from not being able to compete for the championship.
They lied to you because the ratings for the regular bowl games, like the freaking Fenway Park Bowl and the Cheetos Doritos Bowl, nobody watched that crap. Now you got something that these networks will want a piece of the pie in. Now they can put these college the semifinal games on at TNT and on NBC, and they'll buy it. They'll want to have those games. It's for money. They don't give a damn about parity. They don't give a damn about having a level playing field. They give you the illusion of that. They give you the illusion of like James Madison can get into the college football. They don't care if James Madison. They don't give a damn.
Be undefeated and beat 2 SEC teams, and they still gonna be like,
But
well,
here's the thing. It always happened, even in the BCS era, where you had like Cincinnati, a really good Cincinnati team that was on the outside looking in because they were Cincinnati. So there's a precedent to this. It's always happened, and at the end of the day, it's like if you want this March Madness type thing to where like like I said, East Carolina gets their shot, or I don't know, like Nebraska gets their shot. Whoever. It's just I don't know. It's like I think they're going to expand the playoff more because then more games, more money. But I think 12 is actually fine. I thought they should have did 8. That's just my personal opinion. 12 is fine, and then they're going to try and expand it to 16 because the March Madness you talked about started out with just the 32 teams.
Right.
And then it kind of morphed into something else because guess what?
Now it's up to 70 something.
Now when we'll look 10 years from now and it's like, all right, 128 teams are getting ready for March. So it's like
you're right. I don't mean like I said, but
that dilutes the product, Larry. That cuts the work. Okay.
Yeah, you can't force these teams
on the work.
But you can't force these teams to make their schedule tougher because they're trying to stack wins to get into the playoffs.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they add say 2 more slots and make it 14, they just add 2 more SEC teams. Let's be honest.
I think it should go to 16 and that should be it.
Okay, but then they're just going to add 4 more SEC teams.
You need to make Notre Dame declare.
But you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to have SEC Big Ten.
But exactly. Why does the Big Ten get let off the hook in this conversation?
But those two conferences will morph into North and South, East and West. That's all they want.
Yeah,
that's all they want.
The reason the Big Ten gets left out is because you have the Feinbaumers of the world constantly throwing the SEC in my face, telling me that Texas is good.
Okay, so check this out.
Turn that shit off. You don't have to listen to Paul Feinbaum. Turn that shit off. You choosing to listen to Paul Feinbaum. I ain't like you spending 2 fucking weeks. You don't gotta watch this.
You got Ohio State.
Hang on. Feinbaum's show is on the SEC network.
No, I don't listen. I'm not talking about his show. He's all.
Good point.
We only have one network to watch sports on now.
No, but that's what I mean. Like Feinbaum's show is on the SEC network.
No, I get that. No, I'm talking about, I don't watch his show. I'm talking about his hits on ESPN because that's the only network to watch sports on now because Fox is trash and I refuse to support Fox. Well, so I don't have a choice but to hear Paul Feinbaum because there's only one network to watch sports on.
Well, NBC is coming back. They're creating a network. If I don't know if you guys
creating, but in the meantime.
NBC Sports is coming back.
They're going to package. We're in the sports business, bro, because the CBS Sports people on Paramount, they're just not good. They're not.
You know what? It's so funny you say that. So when I go to physical therapy for my foot because I tore a ligament in my foot, and they have the CBS network on loop on the TV, and I'm looking at them like, who watches this? Like, it's boring. Like, you ever watch the CBS Sports Network?
Yes,
you ever watch? I'm like,
my girl Terica, who Aaron Barry, y'all remember her from way back, the Gridiron Gals. They used to do on Blog Talk. She's on CBS Sports now. She does WNBA, she does a lot of stuff. So I watch it to support her. But outside of her, bro, you're right. They'll put you to sleep because you wake up and it's the same person talking, saying the same doggone thing.
Yeah. I mean, Fox is decent, but everybody, ESPN has always been the leader.
Bro, Fox has Barstool on there. I refuse to watch anything they do.
No, but I'm saying like Fox, FS1 and FS2, they do have some good.
Yeah, but I'm not watching it. So, like I said, we're in the
sports. They keep paying these people to keep them in these playoffs, and we're gonna keep seeing I say it's not just the SEC thing. If they did it to the Big Ten, then I'll be saying Big
Well,
Ten.
again, back to my initial
But they do
point.
it to the Big Ten. But here's the deal. Like, that's what I mean. They want the Big Ten and SEC, and they want to change the names to North and South or East and West.
All I know is Navy better
Let me
be
ask
in
you.
there.
Let me ask you a logical question. Okay, you got Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon, and USC, Michigan, Illinois, in the top 25. Michigan, Ohio State, and Indiana are the top 2 teams in the country.
Yes.
Anybody complaining about that?
No,
Nope.
because
They play in the Big Ten. Last I checked.
Ohio State hasn't played near anybody.
Okay, but they're also undefeated. You're undefeated.
I know, but I'm saying, but who they play?
I don't care
Okay,
who
so
you play. If you beat everybody,
to sit
you're
there
top
and
of the poll.
say
Oh,
that
yeah.
the Big Ten is getting, a handout because it's the Big Ten. The top teams in the motherfucking country are in the Big Ten.
Hey,
The top
listen,
two in
my
the Big
mother is trying to watch.
Oh, come on, man. Like, come on, man.
And
Come
the
on.
church family be watching too.
I have
They
one-
do.
I just have one complaint.
My family used to me cussing shit, so I'm like, oh yeah, my mom taught me how to cuss. Oh, what are you talking about, bro? What are you doing?
I have one
Big
complaint.
Ten. Don't do
Seriously,
that
I have
to me.
one complaint because I watched Tulane. I watched the American Conference. Y'all know that because I like some of those teams. I like the kid Retzlaff at Tulane. I think he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. By the second round pick, I think he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. But I'm sorry, Navy is the class of the
Kid in North Texas is better. Kid in North Texas is better though.
Yes, he is. But
I don't watch the American no more because they kicked my UConn out.
Okay,
I don't care.
But Navy, a service academy, is 8-2 at the top of the conference, and it's not that they're not even that they're ranked. I keep hearing, well, Tulane. I'm sorry, Tulane don't even lead their own conference. How you got them in the playoff?
Well, who leads that conference? Who's the
Navy?
Navy
had that bad loss. They had that bad loss to North Texas. So
and they lost to Notre Dame.
What Tulane,
they lost to Notre Dame too, right?
Yeah, Tulane lost to UC. They got their ass kicked by UCS. UTSA is not good.
Didn't Navy lose to Notre Dame and then they lost that North Texas game that you talked about, which was a good game?
They have 2 losses in the conference. They only have 1 loss though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's like Michigan, dude. Like I was saying, that's the part that you pissing me off because Michigan has probably the 2 best quality losses. And they'll be sitting out looking at.
I don't know. You think USC was a quality loss?
They rank. USC's good.
Okay.
USC's
No,
good.
I'm asking.
And they lost Oklahoma.
With quality losses. When did that become a thing?
That's what That's what Steve said. Steve said the losses matter.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I said Mizzou's best wins are their losses. I didn't say that. I didn't say shit about quality. I'm sorry. I didn't say poop about a quality. Like
however you want to categorize it, bro. We'll roll.
No, but I'd rather lose to a top 10 team than lose to like
South Carolina. A loss is a loss. This is for me. This just for me. How I've always done it. I don't care what conference you in. I don't care who you play. If you beat everybody you play, you deserve to be at the top of the polls. As you lose games, you move down the polls. So everybody with 1 loss should be higher than everybody with 2 losses. Everybody with 2 losses should be higher than everybody with 3 losses. That's how my mind works. Because it's about competition, and I can only play who you put in front of me. So if I beat who you put in front of me, how are you going to tell me not one of the best teams in the country?
But it's not.
James Madison.
It's who I put in front of me. It's who
James Madison. So by your metrics, so then James Madison. I know you're gonna say yes. So James Madison in a neutral site field would beat Oklahoma.
I don't know. I think they could.
Estimation. We don't know. We'll never see it.
Yeah.
We'll never see it.
I think they could on a neutral site.
Doubt it, but
I absolutely believe that.
Know.
But I mean, so James Madison should be ranked ahead of Oklahoma by your metric.
Yes.
Okay.
You never know. You never know when they play each other.
And that's the thing. On a neutral site, I will give a lot of these teams that people are saying aren't good, I'll give them better than even odds of if they don't beat that team, they're going to take them to the wire, which makes it a good game, which is going to have everybody invested. So you're still going to get your ad money. That's the piece. Is people don't look at that. Dude, I remember when Appalachian State, who was it they beat? Michigan?
I
remember when Boise State beat who in the bowl game that nobody gave them a chance at?
That was
That
Oklahoma.
was the
wasn't it?
Statue of Liberty
Oklahoma.
play. I
Mm-hmm.
forget who they played there.
So what I'm saying
Oklahoma.
is
Yeah.
we've seen these teams that everybody, not everybody, but the so-called experts claim shouldn't. Hey, they beat nobody. And look at that tiny conference. They get these cats in a bowl game, and they BTA. They put Belter behind in these bowl games. Now you can say, well, guys who's bowl game, they didn't care, bro. If your team is that good, whether you care or not, you should beat that team that's trash, supposedly. But y'all getting these bowl games and you're getting whooped on, but you don't want to put them in the playoff because let's be honest. Who was that last year? It was Boise State.
Boise State got their butt whooped.
Boise State should have won that game. Arizona State should have won that game. Those games came down to the wire.
Boise State got boat raced by Penn
Boise State got ran out of the Fiesta
Who am I
Bowl.
thinking of? Arizona State. I'm thinking Cam Scatterwood. Is that who I'm thinking of? Arizona State?
Arizona State should have won that game. Yes, they should have. But they didn't.
Okay, but it was a good game, but it was a really good game, right? So don't tell me that all these teams are going to get boat raced because honestly, I think, actually, now that I remember.
Arizona State, who was ... the Big 12 champions, CK. Come on now. They weren't some Cinderella team that barely made it into the playoff. They won the Big 12.
SEC
According to all the experts, the Big 12 is
here you go. The
8-7.
Big 12 champions, the Big 12 champion, the scrappy little underdog who won a power conference, who barely made it into the playoff. Like, come on, y'all. Like, y'all tripping. Like,
bro. You just said BYU and Utah ain't gonna make the playoff.
Because of the structure. BYU, like Utah, should be in the playoff,
Yes,
but because Notre Dame isn't in the conference because they're a bunch of cowards. Because because Tulane has to get that spot because you have to have a G6 team in there. This is why a team like Utah, who should be in the playoff, probably will be on the outside looking in because Texas and Michigan, if they can find a way to beat their rivals who are top ranked. If Michigan beats the number one team in the country, previously undefeated, they're going to find a way to put them in that 11 spot.
But Texas will still have 3 losses. A 3-loss team should not make the playoff.
It doesn't matter, and this is what Larry's argument is valid because they'll be like, well, they went through that tough SEC schedule and stuff like that, and then they did beat the number 3 team in the country, and that's how they'll justify it. It's
I can actually hear people right now when A&M boat races Texas, and they're gonna boat race them. I will bet you an Arizona iced tea that there's gonna be one of these experts get on there and say, well, they still got a chance.
No. This is a 1-game season. They have to find a way to win this game. Like, I don't think they should be in the playoff anyway. I mean, they're ranked 17. They're not ranked 12 like Utah. So it's like they need to look. They might not even beat Arkansas Saturday. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like let's this is just pie in the sky. Like what kind of looking into our crystal ball? They might not even beat Arkansas Saturday. So then if they lose Arkansas, then it's a moot point.
Depends on which Bobby Petrino shows up to coach.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go with Bobby Petrino. Bobby Petrino, the greatest offensive mind in football, like Bobby Petrino.
Yes, as an offensive coordinator, but as a head coach, he's too busy chasing skirts. So which Bobby Petrino's coaching the team?
Yeah, if he navigated that bike as good as he do offense, he'd be still the coach at Arkansas.
Pineapple. With that being said, let's get on.
With that being said, hey, these polls and these ratings are still a joke. It's still a joke.
I mean, we knew that. We knew that. So
how did that make you? Hold on. How did that make you feel, Larry? To have the last word to say that. How did that make you feel?
Nope.
Did that make you feel good? Did that change anything?
Hey, don't kill my catchphrase, man. Don't kill my catchphrase.
How did that make you feel better? How did that make you feel better? Let me put something on your brain. I hope they make you feel
that being said, gentlemen, we're going to keep it pushing, man. We've missed the past couple weeks doing these picks. We're going to get the back cracking, man. Villain, you know what to do, man. Give me your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, man.
I have absolutely nothing.
Yeah, we ain't been doing this the last week. Oh,
I have no.
I thought we were past you.
I'm ready to talk NFL. I have nothing.
Okay, we can move on. We can move on. All right, cool. With that being said, NFL week
Wait. I
number.
got picks.
Hey,
Send the email.
I don't have the numbers, but I got picks. You know what I'm saying? Like I got I got the numbers. Yeah.
Send your picks to LarryHatesSEC@gmail.com.
Yeah. SEC is a joke.
SECjoke.com.
Yeah.
I haven't even looked at the game. I mean, I think Georgia will beat Charlotte.
I think
We'll keep
Syracuse
it
is going to
moving.
beat
We'll
Notre
keep it
Dame.
moving. We will keep
I'm being
it
serious.
moving.
I think Syracuse is going to beat Notre Dame.
Okay. All right. So then we'll keep that moving. I think East Carolina beats UTSA. I know I'm going out on a limb. No. Seriously though, I think USC covers against Oregon. I don't know what the spread is.
I was about to say that. I was going to take the
USC and Oregon is going to be closer than whatever the spread is. I don't even know what the spread is.
I think
but
it's
USC can
9.5.
close.
It was 9.5. I started looking at that. Wow.
Oh yeah. Give me the Trojans on that one. Yeah.
I would take USC plus 9.5. I think Oregon will win though.
No. Sorry.
Yeah, it's 9.5. It's not.
Whoever Penn State is playing, I'm taking Penn State because I like the way they're playing right now, and I think it's time for that new coach to get his first win. Penn State is looking.
Nebraska got like 3 healthy. Yeah, Nebraska got like 3 healthy people, so it's like they should.
Oh, that's Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That's a win. Woo-hoo. We are. Now that James Franklin gone.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to spend time talking about James Franklin because we talked about it a couple weeks ago when Coach picked it. But
well, this is a light week for college football. You're not getting those big matchups that you got the last couple of weeks.
Like I said earlier, this is kind of this is I'm struggling to figure out what I'm gonna do for my video.
This is homecoming. This is homecoming.
Yeah, homecoming is senior week.
But I mean, definitely USC and Oregon's the highlight game of the week for me.
No, BYU Cincinnati is going to be a good game.
That's true. Yeah.
But look, I know you just said there a bunch of farms, CK, but Mizzou, Oklahoma might be a good game.
Which one? I think that's going to be a good game too.
Mizzou and Oklahoma.
That actually will be a good game.
It's in Norman though. It's in Norman.
Yeah, in Oklahoma, they just do not lose.
Is that kid Hardy from Missouri? That's the name, right? Hardy. That kid.
Ahmad Hardy. Yeah, Ahmad Hardy. He is one of the best running backs in the country that nobody knows about. That kid is electric, but he on Mizzou. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Hardy and Love from Notre Dame.
Oh my goodness, Love.
No. Jeremiah Love should win the Heisman.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he is the. If it's about the best player in college football, Jeremiah Love is the best player in college football. So
it's
gonna be Mendoza. It's gonna be Mendoza.
It's gonna be Mendoza because of the story. And Mendoza was balling.
Did you see him against Oklahoma? Did you see Simpson against Oklahoma? He did not look good.
No,
I mean,
he
didn't. Had a bad day, but I mean,
he had a bad day at the office. But I mean, I think it's Mendoza and Love would be my top 2 right now.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm working that Michigan Maryland game. The line on that one is 13.5. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Well, no,
you're not allowed to give
Michigan is down their top 2 running backs. They're down their top 2 running backs. They down to 2 guys who've played, I think, a total of 5 snaps between them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Sirius thinks he's like somebody. I can't give my line on that game.
I can't. I had to sign the paperwork.
No, he can't for real.
I can't sign the paper. I signed the paperwork. I can't better just.
Listen,
I can't.
We ain't gonna cost this man his job. He already got enough.
Wow.
He owe me money now. He better keep his job. He owe me money.
Shoot, I ain't ready money. Anyways, all right, so we'll move on to the NFL. He's
gonna be working 21 Savage next week, man. Leave him alone, man. He's gonna be
You're back at the Taylor Swift concert. You gotta keep it up.
Oh man, he's gonna be doing the NBA YoungBoy. Hey, Steve, tell him he gonna have fun now.
Well, not as much fun as he gonna have at the Gaga concert. I bet you that. I need to stop smoking this shit.
Real quick before we move to the NFL, did anybody see the UConn BYU game?
No.
That kid from BYU is legit.
No, that kid from BYU is legit. Okay,
AJ,
I said
Devontae,
AJ died.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes, that kid, yes. AJ, the
so,
Max or whatever his name is.
yeah. So I'll give you the recap. The first half, he looked lost. UConn really corralled him, and he was rushing shots and everything. The second half, once he hit a couple jumpers, he was lights out. That
that
kid
kid
was
is smooth. He is
is
smooth. He doesn't look
he
like
was
he's
gonna
18,
go
19 years old.
No.
Yeah,
Did he see him?
he's ready to go. He's gonna be number one pick. Like that
Yeah,
kid
he's
is.
definitely a number one pick. I felt like he's smooth. He has good footwork. He has a
Mhm.
really good jumper. I think he tries to play bigger than he is. So he
Yeah.
kind of got pushed around a little bit by some of the bigger guys at UConn. But once he gets his size on him, that kid is a problem.
Yeah,
That kid can play.
they're trying to give number one to that kid from Kansas. I don't think he should be. I don't think he should be number one. But I'm gonna tell you something. It's the other boozer that's going to be the best NBA player, not the one that keep talking.
Cameron. So I think Cameron is the one who's gonna be the one. The other one, like, is just to be seen. But I think Cameron. I'm just looking at him. Like I said, it don't, especially with these young kids. It don't take long for me to kind of, you can see the things like last year with Cooper Flag. It's after I was like, all right, this kid legit. Like Flag's for the real deal. And this kid out in BYU, what they gave, like $7 million. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm him, I'm like, man, we need to come back to the negotiation table. It's like, y'all got it. You know what I'm saying? I need another like 3-4 million, man, because it's like, he is good. How about Michigan State earlier, man? Woo!
Yeah, they won. Did they win?
They took it to Kentucky. They won by like almost 20. Yeah, they jumped on them from the start and just kept on it. And it's like, man, look, I know some Kentucky people, and they already like, well, maybe Pope not the guy. You know, I'm like, all right, now, like, stop it.
He's a slow starter. He was a slow starter last year. They start slow, but they build up.
They build up. But no, I just wanted to give that kid AJ DeBoska his flowers. He can play, man. He can play, and that BYU team, they were down by almost. We were up by 20 points, and we had if there was more time on the clock, we would have lost that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there was 30 seconds more on the clock, we would have lost that game because of him and the other kid that they got that other shooter.
This is going to be a good draft class. I think this is going to be a really good draft class compared to the last couple.
I agree.
And Barry, you watched that game like I did, boy. I tell you, a little bit more color on that BYU lineup than you used to see.
Yeah, I mean, they had that backup center, that kid with the glasses. He was like, he was long. I'm like, where did they get him from? So like,
I was like, where did they find all these brothers from?
There's brothers in Utah. There's black people in
Utah. These Utah girls got to out, man.
Man, the Church of Latter-day Saints, they got it too.
Hey man, look, I don't know about y'all, but $7 million will make you change your religion.
Yeah, I know, right? But BYU's got a good team. They're gonna be there. They're gonna be there. So, and my UConn team, we're not completely healthy, but we got talent too. So it's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to the college basketball season. I love
this. Might be
what's up with your Tar Heels? Are they sitting this one out? What's going on, man?
He's stacking the hell out of teams.
Listen, this might be the first year and probably the last 3 that the men's tournament will be as good as the women's tournament.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I mean, the UConn girls.
Listen, UConn, South Carolina. It's the Notre Dame. Yo, don't sleep on TCU.
Is Juju healthy? Is she playing? She's not coming.
No, she's not playing at all.
No. But the other LA team, UCLA, they're good. Lauren Betts
and her sister.
Yeah, the Betts girls. Yeah, they're UCLA. Watch out for the Lady Bruins.
Don't sleep on TCU because old girl that transferred from Notre Dame.
Miles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did she have like 16 steals the other night? Like something stupid like that. It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? We're beating the brakes off of things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not going to even talk about it until we get in the conference pro. So, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Let's not talk about Texas basketball. I don't want to talk about that. NFL. Yeah.
Let's get it, man. This past NFL week is come and gone. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I don't even know where to start with this.
We start with that clown Jamar Chase and move from there, I guess.
You know what? I was gonna leave that alone.
Why are you
but
lying, man? Why are you
Yo, we got
lying?
this brother in 4K spitting
Bro.
on a brother. You know what I'm
He didn't even
saying?
believe himself saying it.
I know.
He denied it.
He got the nerve to appeal his suspension.
It's appealing the suspension.
Yes. Here's what he said. He said if he was gonna spit on him, he would have spit in his face, not on his ground or on his jersey. That was his defense, bro. That was his defense.
Like my dude, like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Like, hold the L, man. Like, you got caught. Hold the L. It's ridiculous. He ought to be.
No, Your Honor,
he should have got 2 games. Like they said.
I would have murdered him. Sorry.
but even Tomlin came like, yo, you gotta handle your business, man. Like, you ain't gonna let no grown man spit on you. No. And like, he should have. Like everybody said, he should have got 2 games. One for the spit and another one for lying because everybody saw it. And like, I couldn't see it at first, and then I think Sirius sent the video. You sent me the and like you could see like,
yep.
And I took the 3rd game for his defense. I would give him 3 games just for being stupid.
Yeah. I'd give him a 3rd game now for appealing it. You wasting my damn time by appealing it. Here's another one.
Yeah, after we looked at it closely, Jamar, actually you get 3 games now. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Bro.
I mean, there's no precedent for that in the league. I mean, you had the guy you had Javon Carter, spit towards Dak Prescott, week 1. They gave him
No. Dak Prescott spit towards him.
Well, I mean, Dak Prescott spit on him.
Dak did that on purpose.
So, honestly, bro, like, you got held 2 catches for 14 yards. The defense was in your face all game, and you and Jalen Ramsey had words. It is what it is. I actually want to talk a little bit about what the hell's going on in Minnesota with JJ McCarthy. I know. I see. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that. I don't think I've seen. I can't say that because I am a Steelers fan, but that dude is garbage on wheels.
Well, I gotta pause. I gotta pause on that real quick, serious, because like he's essentially a rookie, and he's been hurt half of the year, so you haven't gotten a real big sample size to say he's absolute trash yet. I mean, let's give him a little. Let's give him a little bit of time before we start.
It's not that he's trash, Barry. It's that everybody keeps forgetting his combine performance. I didn't. He couldn't. He was inaccurate throwing outside the numbers at the combine. It was 15 passes. He missed 9 of them, and it wasn't that he missed them. He couldn't get the ball there. He's in it. Listen, Jim Harbaugh loves his quarterbacks. He loves letting his quarterbacks throw once they start running. He would never let JJ McCarthy throw. There was a reason for that. JJ McCarthy is inaccurate as all get out. Now, if you're going to constantly run the ball and then get him in some late game situation where all he has to do is make a throw over the middle or something like that, absolutely. But throwing outside the numbers, being accurate to a guy like Justin Jefferson, it's never going to work. And I keep saying this about Kevin O'Connell. Everybody keeps telling me that he's this quarterback whisperer. Tell me the young quarterback he whispered to. There isn't one. The quarterbacks that he's made better are veterans who have come to him as reclamation projects, not young rookies. JJ McCarthy right now he's not a franchise quarterback. He's not. He's a good backup.
Hopefully he can grow into that. But
bro,
like right now,
you inaccurate.
No, I know, but right now, it's not working. And,
no, I don't. And which is weird because I mean, you have in Minnesota, you have Jefferson, you have Addison, you have Thielen, you have Hawkinson. I mean, you have.
But he didn't play all last year, serious. And
I get it, but like, I get that, respectfully. But at the end of the day, like, I don't understand how you cannot put the ball in vicinity, like. You've been playing quarterback since you picked up a football. Like accuracy, you learn that in part 1 of football. Huh?
Anybody watch Justin Fields play quarterback?
If JJ McCarthy looked different, what they would have said about him coming out of college was he's an athlete trying to play quarterback. because that's what he is.
I mean,
He's an
that's
athlete
fair.
playing quarterback.
That's fair.
Yeah, but I will agree with what Barry is saying. Is like this is essentially his rookie season. He's still a young quarterback, and I will give him a little bit of grace, but not much, because it's like at the end of the day, if you can't make the throws, you will never be able to make the throws.
Right.
So
Everybody's looking at him because of the draft that he came out of, and this is his second year.
And
but
the team
really,
he's
he's
on,
played. How many games has he played this year? 5, 6?
I think he's only missed 3 games, so yeah, maybe 6. But that's the thing. The team he's on, and in all actuality, Kevin O'Connell did him a disservice. That team is built to go deep into the playoffs. You cannot be trying to develop a rookie quarterback, basically what he is, with that team. You should have kept the veteran. You should have kept either Darnold or Daniel Jones, or went and got to a veteran. Okay, so that when
you let Kirk Cousins
struggle, you could put him in.
But they didn't want to pay. They didn't want to pay. They didn't want to pay either one of them. They didn't want to pay Sam Darnold, and you have a window with the rookie quarterback, so you're handcuffed into when you made that pick, number 9 overall. You were stuck, and that was your fate.
Yeah,
that's the business. You know the business. That's your fate.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Ask Zach Wilson.
They screwed the team up.
Yeah, but as Zach Wilson, when they drafted him, they had, for better or for worse, they had to stick it out.
Yeah,
for a couple years, and that's it.
Ask the Falcons with Michael Penix.
Yeah,
Michael Penix. I don't know if he's going. I don't know if he's.
I'm just saying. I mean, like,
the next coach in Atlanta is going to try to move on from him. This is his 5th knee reconstruction. Yeah. He's 27, 28. If you come in there as a head,
because he was a little bit older coming out of college.
So if you come in there as a new coach, because Raheem Morris shouldn't even have the job right now. Let's be honest. You were up 26, bro, and you lost that game. You gave up 450 yards to Bryce, and I like Bryce Young, but you gave 450 yards to Bryce Young when you were up 26, Raheem, and
Bryce
you
Young
just took over defensive play calling, so he should be out. But if you're the next coach in Atlanta, are you gonna come in there and stake that your new job on Michael Penix?
No, I can't bank on Michael Penix, and I definitely can't bank on Kirk Cousins, because Kirk Cousins is an older quarterback coming off of that Achilles. So you got 2 quarterbacks. When you have multiple quarterbacks, what do they say?
You ain't got none.
You have none, right?
Yeah, none, yeah.
So I feel bad for Michael Penix, man.
I do too. He's a good kid.
I said that not like to bag on him, but I feel sorry for the kid. I mean, it's just
he can play.
Yeah, he can play, but it's just, again, it's like what the Falcons did to get him, when they got him, how they got him in the situation. It's like it's going to be under the magnifying glass.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's unfortunate.
I thought it was smart what they did. You had Cousins. You saw a young quarterback that you thought could be a quarterback of the future. And if he could stay healthy, he would. I think he could be. I thought it was a smart move. Unfortunately, his body's betraying him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we've seen it before, man. We've seen it happen before. So it's unfortunate, because he's a good kid, and you root for him.
Let me rip this Band-Aid off real quick. Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Reese need to be fired into the sun.
Absolutely.
Oh boy. Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Reese
need to be
Who
fired
goes first?
into the sun.
Who goes first?
Stefanski. What they
I
did on Sunday to Shador Sanders was
embarrassing.
Bush League. It was Bush League.
Yes.
And shout out to him anyway. I just read that his house got robbed.
Yeah.
$200,000.
$200,000.
Yeah, $200,000 just in the house, man. God,
worth of stuff. It wasn't the money; it was worth.
Here's the problem with what Cleveland did. There are a lot of teams that don't give the backup reps. Okay, fine, but Stefanski established the precedent in the preseason, in training camp, in mini camps, because he kept giving Dylan Gabriel reps along with Kenny Pickett, along with Joe Flacco. So if you could find room to give them reps, then you could have found room to give Shador reps. So to say now, because you got a lot of people parachuting in, talking about, well, that's what happens in most places. Yes, but you got to be consistent. He kept giving Dylan Gabriel first team reps. So you told us from the jump that Dylan Gabriel was your guy. Okay, fine. You can't have a rookie backup not get reps.
That's the problem. That's the main problem. I don't mind if you don't give your backup reps, but when you're relying on a rookie to be your backup and it's one hit away from him going in the game, that's irresponsible.
Yes.
Not giving him reps.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Yes.
I mean, even if it's five reps a day, who gives a damn? You got to give him something. And I think one of you guys called it out, and I might have seen it somewhere. On that fourth down against the Ravens, Stefanski said nothing to Cedric Sanders. Not a damn thing.
No.
You sent that kid out there. You sent him out there to get embarrassed.
Yes.
You sent him out there to be humbled. You didn't send him out there to say, hey, we need a win. Go, because you're winning the damn game at that point when he came into the game. You sent him out there to get embarrassed. And that was Bush. That
was a middle finger to the organization because he never wanted Shador.
He never wanted him.
And this is why he shouldn't have a job. This is why he shouldn't have a job because, and we've seen coaches do this before, where they will set a player up to fail to get rid of that player because they don't like the player. Okay, they don't like the play. Hell, we saw John Henzik do it. We've seen GMs do it to coaches. We've seen coaches do it to players. We've seen coaches do it to GMs. There's a power struggle going on in Cleveland. Kevin Stefanski.
My thing is this. My thing was this. Like, so you send him out there to fail. You don't, script a game plan or adjust a game plan. You don't have your head coach or your offensive coordinator in his ear trying to coach him through this whole situation. And then on top of all of that, like, it was so blatantly obvious.
Yes.
And I've been one that has been on the sideline of he didn't do well in the interviews. And, he was number 4 or number 3 on the depth chart. So obviously he doesn't move up. And for me, good thing I like Egg because I'm wearing that. This team, this organization does not want anything to do with Shador Sanders.
Then why draft him? Then why did they draft?
Somebody saw that he was a good player, and it wasn't Kevin Stefanski, and it wasn't anybody else in that organization. And honestly,
they play keep away. They play keep away.
They play keep away. It's ridiculous, and I'm trying to be nice about it. I'm trying to be nice, and because I was one of the guys that killed him on his draft preparation, and Larry killed me for it. We went back and forth, we argued, but it was all love. But at this point, I'm looking at it from this perspective. The fans were the only ones that wanted him in that game.
Yes.
And that was the only, bright light that you had. But for him to go out there and just kind of get humbled at that point was really bad. It is a bad look on everybody. And then now I got to listen to all these fake wannabe pundits and these guys on Instagram and TikTok making these videos. Oh, you thought he was a number 1 pick. He can't play. He or 16. You know what? Take your racism and go somewhere else. Because if that was anybody else, you wouldn't be saying that. You just want to jump on this kid. You obviously don't know football, and you don't know. You weren't watching. You weren't watching. All you saw was the stat line and the highlights of him getting embarrassed. You didn't see anything.
Here's how a lot of times I take it. If you listen to players around the league and players in his own locker room, you have yet like to hear one. The players in the locker room love him. You have yet to hear one bad thing from players about him, even opposing players. You have yet to hear one bad thing about him from anybody in his locker room or anybody around the league. Where you hear it from is front office staffs who don't like him because of Dion. That's where you hear it from. The Ravens defensive end that talked after the game said, and I quote, that he's a great player. He's going to be a great player, but right now he's a rookie, so we treated him like one. How often you hear an opposing from the Ravens say something nice about a Cleveland Brown?
Yep, and they came after him. They did exactly
what they did. What they should have did. It's like, don't give him any time to think. It's like the game's already moving fast for him, so make it move faster. Those Ravens defenders, like Kyle Hamilton, probably was moving at the speed of light from Shador's perspective. Okay, he probably like a damn cruise missile coming toward him. But I still think I feel like people are glossing the fact that this game was tied.
Yes,
It was a tie
They were
game.
it
up.
was a winnable game.
They
It
Coach,
was
were
a
coach,
winning
they
that
were
winnable
ball
up
game.
game.
16 to 10.
Winning. They're winning. And then so then the game's tied. Okay, and then again, I just the image of I said in the chat and I said here on the show, it's like the image of you call a timeout in the fourth quarter on the fourth down. It's Stefanski is 20 yards away from his quarterback.
Mhm.
Embarrassing.
Looking at his shoes, looking at his play sheet, whatever like that. It's like it's ridiculous. And they kept showing like Reese up in the booth, kind of like sipping his diet coke and kind of looking at his watch, and it is just
It
like
it was
it's
some Willie
ridiculous.
Beeman shit. It was some
Yeah,
Willie Beeman
it's
type shit.
ridiculous. It's like it is like where's your competitive spirit? It's like okay, you don't like the kid. This game was still attainable. You still could have won this game.
Mhm.
But your feelings about this kid and if you want him on the team or if he's good or not or whatever, you let that get in the way of trying to win. Your
Yes.
job as a coach is to win, and you let however you feel about this kid get in the way. And I just feel like it's like Amy said, it's bush league, it's immature, it's childish, and if I'm Jimmy Haslam, I don't want that in my head coach. But that's just me.
And
Yeah.
Kevin Stefanski's not a bad coach. He's a good
He's
coach.
not.
But this
He's not.
situation is bad. And I really don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's the GM. I don't know who it is in that organization, but
Then
something
move
stinks.
him. And okay, here's the thing.
No, I don't know. I can't you know what? I don't like how Kevin Stefanski handled it in the game. But
Right.
I'm telling you, this something in this organization stinks.
Yeah, there's a power struggle.
Stinks.
There's a power struggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoever drafted Shador and is at odds with the coaching staff. And that says to me Andrew Berry.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's not a coincidence that Myles Garrett wanted out of there before they paid him a boatload of money.
Mm-hmm.
Something in that organization stinks.
Yeah.
And that's why they've been a losing organization
Yes.
for years.
Yes.
Because it's dysfunctional. And again, it's like I referenced him earlier. It's like the man whose name is at the bottom of everybody's paycheck. That's probably who wanted Shador. So you
Might
can't so you can't say sorry, man who pays me and so I can provide for my family. Not drafting this kid. I don't gotta play, but you don't have to play him. But I will draft him, whatever like that. So
and
it's
you can
just
set him up to fail. And I can set
you
him
set
up.
him up, to fail. And then with exactly. So I don't know. It's just it is
Larry,
such a it's such a Browns thing to do.
I told y'all the Browns are gonna brown.
But see, it's the same thing in Oakland. I mean, Las Vegas. You got Chip Kelly setting up trying to get Pete Carroll fired. 40 passes
That battle.
in 6 runs. 40. Listen, Chip Kelly was forced on Pete Carroll. I don't care what anybody says. Chip Kelly is the last offensive coordinator Pete Carroll would ever hire because Chip Kelly don't like to run the ball with a back like Aston Genty. He likes them little scat backs, little Sean McCoys of the world. He don't like big backs, okay? Because he like to throw the ball, swing, pass, all that nonsense. That's what Aston Genty is. Aston Genty is give me the ball 30 times a game. I'm going to get you close to 200 yards, right? So Chip Kelly was forced on him. Chip Kelly wants to coach that team.
Yeah, he does.
That game, was it Sunday night, Monday night, whenever that game was?
Yesterday.
Monday night.
Yesterday, yeah.
Okay. That game, he threw 21 consecutive passes.
There you go.
Yep.
And now Cowboys Nation think they going to the Super Bowl.
They up. They all the way up.
They all the way
They
up.
about to get
Right,
humbled.
right,
They
right.
beat the Eagles. They about to get
We
humbled.
outside. We them boys. Get the hell out of here.
Larry, you been awfully quiet, big dog. Talk to me, man.
Man, look, y'all know me. I've been a Shador fan. I've been a Shador fan because there's some stuff you cannot teach. You cannot teach a guy when they down by 4 points and they a touchdown to go on a drive and get you that touchdown. You can't teach these quarterbacks that have that accuracy that he has, right? And I'm agreeing with you, CK. It's a power struggle, and you can see where the power struggle is at. Kevin Stefanski, he's gonna be hard to be fired. He's not gonna make it to next season. I can tell you that right now. Because if you're a Jimmy Haslam, right, and you see what Barry has been doing, Barry's been willing and dealing. He's been making some real. his draft classes have actually been hitting more than
Yes.
misses. And even what's the guy they got out of Michigan? The D tackle? That dude is looking good.
Mhm.
Like that Cleveland defense is actually really good. And he's still sitting on Jacksonville's picks. Like he's made some really good moves. Like even Isaiah Bond. Isaiah
Yeah.
Bond, considering that dude missed all the training camp, they look good. Juckins is looking like he's gonna be the next running back taking over, looking like a monster, right?
Yeah.
Even what's the tight end they drafted?
Fannin.
That
Yeah.
dude don't miss no catches. You know what the problem is? Kevin Stefanski.
Hmm.
Let me tell you another reason why I knew this was. Hey, look, tell Mama Jordan, look, hey, my bad. Let me tell you how I'm gonna tell you how I knew this was some bullshit to begin with. Do you know what Shedeur Sanders' draft prospect was? Future franchise quarterback. You know what Dylan Gabriel's draft prospect was? Career backup. They literally sat here, and I'm a fan of. It don't matter where you drafted it. Once you start playing, you know what you got, right?
Mhm.
The first game that Shedeur played, they know what they got. It was no way. I don't give a damn where you drafted it. Okay, even if this guy is third, fourth, whatever, we're gonna get him ready to be ready at some point. He's gonna be. We saw this with multiple quarterbacks that they came into the league, and at some point, the team say we're gonna get them ready because we know what we got in them, right? Even now, you talk about like people talk about a Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith. Alex Smith was a freaking Pro Bowler, but they said we got something special. We're gonna keep developing this guy. We're gonna get him ready, and when he's ready, he's gonna go. Kevin Stefanski has done everything under his power to make Shedeur fail, to keep him in a position where he's not on that field. I said it on the show. I think we talked about it before. If Shedeur wasn't that good, and Shedeur's not this, and all this other stuff, and Andrew Berry, who makes the trades, would have said, you know what? Yeah, we drafted him in the field, but there's other teams that need quarterbacks, and I'm quite sure they got calls. You know what he said? Oh, you can have Kenny Pickett. Oh, you can have Joe Flacco, but you know the guy who I'm not trading you. I'm not trading you Shedeur under no circumstances. That's the one guy that they literally have. He's not answering calls on, right? And you like I say, I hate that he's caught up in this because we've seen the accuracy from Shedeur. He knows the NFL offense. He knows how to play an NFL offense. He's been knowing NFL offenses since he was probably 10, 12 years old. Mm-hmm. If they would have properly prepared him, right? And like I say, I watched some of those, and they was like, man, look, it don't care. Even if you're the third string, you get like at least 1 or 2 reps a week. If you're the backup, you need 10, 12 reps a day.
He was the back. He went into Sunday as the backup to Dylan Gabriel.
And that's what I'm saying. This is why you know it's a Stefanski. He set that guy up because, like Jeff Saturday said, he said it did not matter who was your starter. Your backup has to get reps because they're one play away from now. They're your starter. Mm-hmm. They're your starter. And when they came out and said the offensive line didn't even know his cadence,
yeah,
come on, bro. And you know what? I'm at this point now. I'm like, man, you know what? Kevin Stefanski, get up out of there, bro. Get up out of there. Y'all know how I felt about it even before, because even with it makes me wonder now, because even when looking at the Deshaun Watson, I was like, what the hell are they calling for Deshaun? What are these plays they calling for Deshaun? Like, it makes me wonder, does Kevin Stefanski, does he only want a certain type of quarterback? Makes me wonder.
I mean, he didn't do well with Baker Mayfield there neither. So
he doesn't do well with person. He doesn't do well with anybody with any sort of personality. It's funny how that works.
It makes me wonder.
But it's honestly, to your point, Larry, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's 2 things. It's either you set this kid up and you try to embarrass him, or you're a terrible coach. Because
he knows how to coach.
You didn't prepare your team. You didn't compare all 53 players to win a game. So
if it was up to him, just by him doing this malpractice, dude, like I said, they've traded 2 other quarterbacks. If Kevin Stefanski was the GM too, he probably would have already traded Shedeur.
Yep.
He probably would have never even signed him. He would have traded him. Because these teams, they call each other. They be like, okay, which players are available? If you got a 5th-round quarterback on your roster and you know that he's not going to be nothing more than what he is right now, you know what you're going to call me? You're going to say who's available? Oh, Shadour's available. Oh, this person's available. But if I know that I got a special talent, I'm not going to give that up. And it don't matter where they was drafted at. I'm not going to give it up. And like I said, I think he needs to be fired. He needs to be jettisoned the hell up out of there because seriously, regardless of what you think, man, dude, Matthew Barrett, that team, it's a lot of talent on that team, bro. A whole lot of talent on that team. And it's sad that you see this happening, and I hate to go there, but you see it happening to the black quarterback. It's bad enough black quarterbacks deal with so much stigma. Black quarterbacks deal with so much, oh, they're not full readers. Oh, they not smart enough to play the position. Oh, they dual threats. They deal with all this other stuff. And for you to do that to that guy, and it looked bad for Shador because he probably knew he was ill prepared. He is nowhere in the hell he did not know he was ill prepared. But if he refused to go in the game, then now he's looking like the bad guy.
But you know what was funny? The last drive, you could see the game start to slow down for him just a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. And this is the even more egregious part about it, right? And that's why I put all this on him. I kept bringing this up to y'all. I was like, dude, even the beat writers, the people that are in mini camps and OTAs, all this stuff over and over and over again. You know what they kept saying? Shador is the guy. Shador should be the guy. They should be preparing Shador to be the guy. They are the ones watching this stuff. I was looking at the tape that they were uploading, and Dylan Gabriel throwing balls into the ground, and he can't see over the line, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, even if everybody else is seeing it, and if that's not your guy as a coach, if that's not your guy, that's not the player you wanted, but they were drafted for you. It don't matter how much talent they got. You're gonna do everything you can to undermine that guy. And in no other team, I'm not gonna say no other team, but most good teams, it don't matter who you are, who the backup is. You're gonna be prepared to play at some given point. Mm-hmm. And this is why I put this even more on Kevin Stefanski. And y'all probably gonna agree with me. Teams literally sign guys off the street and get them ready to play. Get them ready to start,
dude.
So how do you got a guy
was traded and was ready to play a couple days in a new offense?
Yes. So how do you got a guy who's been in camp with you since camp, not ready to play?
But how long has Dylan Gabriel been the starter? Right,
for 7 games.
7 games. 6 weeks, 7 games. Right,
mediocre.
How long has Shador Sanders been the backup?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
No. How long has he been the backup?
For
the past 2 games.
No. When they traded Joe Flacco to the Cincinnati Bengals, Dylan Gabriel was named the starter. At that moment,
that's only 3 or 4 games. That's 3 or 4 games.
No,
he wasn't. They signed Bailey Zappi, and Bailey
Zappi's on the practice squad.
Initially Zappi was a backup. Shador's only been a backup for like 3 games.
Yeah,
but even still, 3 games, and this kid isn't ready to take 1 snap in the NFL.
If you never gave him time, no.
That's what I mean. So either you are doing it on purpose, or you're a terrible coach. Which one do you
do it on purpose?
Larry, you said they didn't know. You said they didn't know his cadence. They didn't know his cadence because they never heard it.
Yes, what I'm saying. They never heard his cadence. That's malpractice on the coach that they've never even heard his cadence, bro.
Dude, let me tell you, or you are a terrible coach and you need to be fired.
But this is how even worse it is, right? That's why I say I'm agreeing with CK. It's a power struggle. How many? I'm gonna say 5th round players, just players in general, no matter what the position is, right? He hasn't been traded. He hasn't been cut, and they won't even put him on the practice squad because somebody will snatch him.
Mm-hmm. Bro. Oh, and by the way, he's one of the top jersey sellers for that organization. And even bad teams would have put him on the field now with the season being over. You know why? Just to pacify the fan base.
Oh, yeah. He's starting in Vegas right now. If he's a Raider, he would have been starting. He would be starting 3-4 weeks ago if he was a Raider. You know.
Mm-hmm.
If he was on the Jets, he'd have been starting. If he was in Oakland, he'd have been starting. Name a bad team right now, they would have him on the field.
Yeah, even the Saints did not moved to Tyler Shuck.
Maybe except Washington.
What you say?
Maybe except for Washington.
Yeah, because they already have their future quarterback.
And
but there's a lot of teams who
everybody's hurt. So you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, even the Saints, they were like, okay, Ritter, it was fun, bro. Season's over. Tyler Shuck, come on down.
Let's see what you got.
Dude, I'll go even further. And CK, I know you don't like him, dude. The Niners, bro. Mac Jones was ready to play. Back up. He was ready to play.
Yeah.
That's why people were like, oh, it might be a quarterback controversy now because he was ready to play. Your backup always has to be ready to play unless you
That's
don't.
That's the point of being a backup. That's
but
the point.
But also look at the backups we're naming. They were all veterans. So if you don't want to give the veteran any snaps, he's used to playing in offense. He's used to the speed of the game. You can do that. You cannot have a rookie backup.
Yeah, why is he your backup? Why is he your backup?
Exactly.
Why do you sign Zappy and Zappy's not your backup? If you're going to treat him like garbage, keep him like garbage. Make him the third stringer. Don't have him dress.
That's
why
you
got this kid as the backup?
That's why I saw blowing up in Stefanski's face because there's too many questions of, okay, if you truly don't believe it, if you truly believe he was developmental and wasn't ready to see the field this season, why is he your backup? When you got Bailey Zappi, an experienced backup quarterback on your roster.
Can't explain it.
See, there's too many things where you could pull a thread and his story falls apart.
It makes you you go back to even wonder about that depth chart. Remember, like I said, even the beat writer was like, "Hey, dude was killing it in practice. He was going 9 for 12, throwing touchdowns. Why is he still fourth on the depth chart?
Because they stopped giving him reps.
Yeah, because they wanted to keep Stefanski wanted to keep him at the bottom of the depth chart. He did.
They wanted to keep him down.
But like then again, won't trade him.
Yeah,
exactly.
But that's Barry. Barry would have to trade him. Or Barry would have to cut him. And Barry would be like, no, I'm not putting him on the practice squad. Because I can tell you right now, like you said, you think the Raiders wouldn't have said, oh, Shadour's on the practice squad?
While Lamar was hurt?
Yeah.
Hey.
Like,
once you leave that practice squad, anybody can snatch you.
You think Jim Harbaugh wouldn't have took him and coached him up?
Dude,
even as a practice squad player?
Dude, Trey Lance, if something happened to what's color right now, I bet you Trey Lance is ready to play right now.
Trey Lance the other night. He looked good in that game.
Right now.
Aaron Rodgers went out at halftime at that game on Sunday.
Mason Rudolph ready to go.
Ready to go. I mean, that's the life.
He's got experience, but he's prepared.
But that's the life of a backup quarterback. Jacoby Brissett he threw 37,000 passes. Like something.
Completed 47 passes.
It's just like, but Brissett, a vet, ready to play. Murray went down. He just went right in there, and he's ready to go. And I don't know. I don't think it's not Shadour's lack of preparation. It's his lack of opportunity. He doesn't get a chance to prepare.
Right.
You just throw him out there, and it's like, all right, kid, go do it. And it's like
you don't know what you don't know until you find out what you don't know. If you've never been on the field, you don't know what the speed of the game is like. You know what I'm saying? How is he supposed to? If I'm a veteran backup quarterback, I understand what speed of the game is like. I understand what I'm walking into. Shooter had no concept of what he was walking into. Right. Oh, by the way, and again with the offensive line, you notice the delay once they snap the ball because again, without hearing his cadence, it took them a second. They waiting. Okay, so basically they're going at the same time the defense is now because there's a delay in the snap because they don't know his cadence. They don't know when he's getting ready to snap the ball, which gives them that half a second to get off, which nobody ever calls. Mm-hmm. So now it's even, and even with the Ravens defense, you beat.
But as Barry said, though, as the game went on, they get used to his cadence, get used to hearing it and stuff like that, and you see, like, I'm go ahead,
dude. Like real talk, and I'm gonna say this right, Barry. We know Russ started at the beginning of the season. Was Dart ready to go when it's time for Dart to start? He's ready to go, right?
Yep.
He's ready to go.
He was getting first team reps.
dude.
He came in. He came into the. He came into
A couple games, yeah.
He came into a couple games. He came into the
Typical
fourth
package.
game, and then I think it was the fourth game, and then in like the third, fourth quarter, and then the next week he was ready to go.
Dude, I watched that first Saints game with Tyler Shook. Tyler Shook was ready to go.
Ready to go.
He's prepared. He's ready to go, right? Aaron, I bet you right now, if Aaron Rodgers don't play, I bet you Will Howard is prepared because he's going to be the backup to Mason. I bet you that.
He getting some reps right now.
He's getting some reps.
You
Yeah.
have to. And nobody's saying it got to be 50-50 reps, but you can't tell me he can't get 10 reps. 5 to 10 reps.
It'd be 90-10. You know, just something in practice to where, again, like your offensive lineman has never heard your backup's cadence before. You know,
Because
it's
the fact that a backup doesn't get any reps is ridiculous. Because I tell Mike, listen, I run a team of people, and I tell them all the time, you know, one of my favorite movies is Spy Game, and Spy Game with the late Robert Redford. And he said to Brad Pitt's character is like, when did Noah build the ark? Before the rain. You got to be prepared. You got to be prepared for anything and everything. And the fact that you weren't prepared, you didn't prepare your team, all 53 people on your team to win a game, is an embarrassment.
But the arrogance of Kevin Stefanski to openly admit that he's asking to be fired.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm going further. Not just the line.
He can't coach Sunday.
Has he even handed off to his running backs? How many times we seen running back handoffs get messed up because they not used to taking a handoff from
But
that quarterback?
they didn't call any runs. You brought in a guy who's never been on the field, and you start calling 5-step drops.
And you got a rookie running back that is electric.
And you have the lead, as Steve said. You got the lead. All you got to do is salt it away. You got Quinshawn Judkins. Hey, 5-step drop, 3-step drop, 5-step drop, 7-step drop.
But then you don't do that for Dylan Gabriel. You let Dylan Gabriel come in and barely threw 4 passes.
You got him doing short drops. You got him doing design rollouts. You know, it's a boiled down offense. And then for Shedeur Sanders, you open up the whole damn playbook, and you got him doing all this stuff that you ain't done in weeks.
The first place was a 5-step drop.
Didn't you see him against the Jets? Didn't they play the Jets a week or two ago? You saw that offense. Anemic. Come on, man. You set that kid. I'm sorry. You get me.
It just makes me so upset because it's coaching malpractice.
Yeah.
It's like this is a man in Stefanski who doesn't care whether he has his job or not. If you do something like that, then he's at a point where it's like, you know what, they're gonna fire me anyway. Who cares? I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yep.
It makes you think that all of the stuff that they were saying about him is validated by what Kevin Stefanski did. Like I said, it's guys that blow interviews before. It's guys that want to determine where they're gonna go. It's guys that do all the stuff that he do. It makes you wonder, was all this really set up against him? Like, and if I'm Shedeur, like, now I got to give a kid more credit because he's had to endure all this stuff. He's had to endure, like you said, if I came in, and that's, like I said, that's just me. If I came in and I knew I was outperforming the people that are supposedly ahead of me on the depth chart, I'm gonna be like, well, why I'm not being moved to the depth chart? Why am I not getting reps? Why am I not getting plays? We've seen it with guys. We've seen with guys that come in undrafted receiver. Hell, Puka Nacua. It was like, we're not leaving Puka on the bench. Man, that dude is amazing in practice. We kept hearing these Puka rumors. You know what happened? Puka's pretty amazing. Like I said, you see these guys all the time, and it's like he's the one outlier. No, like, bro, that stuff is, like I said, that stuff is crazy. At this point, man, I'm kind of like, look, Kevin Stefanski need to be jettisoned up out of there,
fired into the sun.
Hey, look, and for this to happen, I hate to say it, but I know it's not gonna happen, but I feel like he don't need to have another damn NFL job ever again. Not as a head coach. Not as a head coach.
Yeah, he'll get a job.
And Aaron Glenn fired today.
Oh, here we go with Aaron Glenn. Can we go one show without you trying to fire Aaron Glenn?
Absolutely not.
I got my coach fired. I'm gonna get your coach fired too.
Absolutely not.
I mean,
Your coach, he can't be messing with the franchise like that. We all kept saying running too much.
I know exactly. If you saw my video about it, please watch it on our YouTube channels of Executives U. But listen, it was a crazy week. I mean, the Chiefs are finished. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs. The Steelers, they got the win that they needed. The Patriots, I don't think they're gonna lose another game. And look who's in first place in the NFC North.
The Bears.
What did you say? The
Chicago Bears. And the Rams are probably one of the best teams in football.
I said I liked what Ben Johnson did with him at the beginning of the season. He tore him down to parade rest.
Yeah.
And built him back up.
Yep.
Well, something that, again, not to backtrack, something that Kevin Stefanski felt like he had to do with Shador, but on a different level. Ben Johnson is like, look, the inmates ran the asylum. Like, there's an adult here now. I have to get control of this team, and I'm going to start with the quarterback because if I start with him, everybody else will fall in line.
Right.
Nobody's special. Right. What Kevin Stefanski's doing with Shador is like he's trying to humble him, and it's like it is not your place to humble anyone.
No.
I'm only humble before God. Okay? No man on earth can humble me. Okay? Mm-hmm. So Kevin Stefanski feels like it's his job. I'm gonna bring this kid down a peg or two.
Because he's intimidated by him. He's intimidated by him because there are some people who walk in a room and you feel them. And other people get afraid because they feel them and they feel like, oh, that person's arrogant. If you listen, Shador is one of the least arrogant young men that I've seen come into the league.
Arrogance and confidence are two different things, man.
He has that electric personality. He's one of those people. He walks into a room and it's like, oh, Shador's in here. Look at Shador's here, and it's like, again, like I get this whole situation stinks, and it makes me mad. Like I said earlier, this is just some Browns stuff. This is on brand for the Browns.
Andy Reid has turned into Philadelphia Andy Reid at the end where it's Donovan McNabb save us. Donovan McNabb save us. Andy, run the ball. No. We got Donovan. Andy, run the ball. You're on the 1-inch line, Andy. Run the ball. No. We're gonna do a 7-step drop. We're gonna toss it back to the halfback. He's gonna throw it to the tight end, and he's gonna do an alley-oop to the wide receiver. Andy,
not an alley-oop.
Run the ball, Andy. No. I got Donovan. This looks exactly like the last 3 years in Philly of Andy Reid when he refused to run the ball and he kept waiting on Donovan to save him. He's refusing to run the ball.
He doesn't have,
and he's waiting on Patrick to save him.
Yeah, but the offensive line isn't as good. That's one of the big problems.
The offensive line wasn't good in Philly. He wouldn't.
Yeah, we've heard this before, especially with the Chiefs. It's like the offensive line. They don't have a running back. It's just that, and it's just again. CK, I think he's nailed it on the head. It's like this is very similar of how it ended in Philly, to where it's like it's going in one ear, not the other. It wasn't that Andy Reid was a bad coach. It was just like literally nobody was listening to him in Philly at that point. Now he had a lot of stuff going on off the field too, where getting out of Philly probably was best for him and his family at that time. But the message was stale. It was like, and I feel like they're victims of their own success. And it's just like I don't know. The Texans and the Chiefs have the same record. Like go figure. Just like we all thought after 10 games, the Texans and the Chiefs would have the same record.
CJ Stroud been in. By the way, CJ, that concussion is bad.
Yeah, he's not playing. He's not playing Thursday.
It's bad. But then look at the Texans. It's like Davis Mills, who is a young quarterback, was ready to go. Okay.
Yeah, but he had reps before, right? But like, but I said it earlier this year when the Chiefs came into New York and I think it was like the third game of the season and they beat the Giants. I wasn't impressed. I was not impressed with the Chiefs, and I've been proven right. They have a quarterback that can bail them out, but he hasn't been able to bail them out in tight games. So
no.
The Broncos are a good team. They took it to them. That defense punched them in the mouth.
At a certain point, that pump that carrot's gonna turn into a pump. Give it Sean Payton. I can't wait because
I hate
I hate Sean Payton. He keeps
I know
reminding
you.
them.
Who don't you hate? Who do you like?
I like no,
who
I'm
do
gonna
you
tell you what I
like?
like. I
You don't like
Ben
Shanahan.
Johnson.
Don't
I
say
like
his
Dan
name.
Campbell. That's pretty
Dan
much
Campbell.
Yeah.
You know what?
it. That's pretty much it.
That wasn't pass interference to end that game. I'll say
It wasn't.
Oh, that was an awful call.
That was a
And I,
horrendous call.
and I know people don't like Chris Collinsworth for whatever reason, but he was going off. He said, you can't let the game be decided on that call. That was one of the worst.
If anything, that was offensive pass interference.
Yeah.
He was offensive pass.
He pushed
Oh,
him.
I like Chris
pushed him.
Collinsworth because I'm old enough. I've seen him play both wide receiver and tight end.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Collinsworth was a good player.
Hey, can I sneak in here real quick, Larry? I'm talking to you, Larry. Is Duke gonna let Kansas come back and win this game?
Yep.
You see my face over here.
Come on, man.
They young, man. They young, man. That's what happened when you had these.
They always young.
Players
They
not
always
playing.
young.
The stars not playing.
That's what happened when you turn over this roster, man. I don't know.
This game has been totally different in the second half.
You see that reverse layup that kid from Kentucky
Wait a
had?
minute. Is it Bill Self still coaching Kansas?
Bill Self still coaching Kansas.
Choking dog.
He will coach Kansas until Kansas can't coach him. But
yeah, exactly. But like honestly,
So
that
Kansas
offensive
not
pass
gonna
interference, man. That was offensive pass interference. That was
y'all know what I'm waiting on. You talking about that pumpkin? Hey, I can't wait, boy. These Cowboy fans are riding so high right now.
I know
They're
against the Raiders. The Raiders
insane.
give a break.
They're insane. I say this all the time. They're insane. What is the definition of insanity? You know,
Cowboy fans.
Same thing. It's a different result. It's like they can't help themselves. They are literally insane. They're a bunch of crazy people, and it's just the Cowboys fans. Now I know I got NFC's got here, but my thing has always been, and Larry probably like the Cowboys fans are worse than the actual team. The fans are awful. You know what I'm saying? I like some of the players on the Cowboys team. It's like their fans are awful. You know, so just awful people. Like,
like they beat one of the worst teams in the NFL, and they think that their defense. This is a Raiders team that averages 15 points a game. They scored 16 points, and they think their defense is back. Yeah. Oh, we them boys. We
all
back.
I know is the Jets didn't need Quentin Williams. Get him out of here because he can't play.
Look, I can imagine what it's gonna be like when they get these, because they got some tough games coming up. And and you could already see it just by the knucklehead stuff he was doing yesterday. Pickens had a good game, but he also had a couple of meltdowns doing Pickens stuff.
I tried to tell y'all.
Dude, it's gonna be so funny when they fall flat on their face. Yeah, that's gonna be hilarious.
They got like the third toughest schedule in the NFC to end the season. They got the Eagles this week. They got the Chiefs on Thanksgiving, which
I can't wait for Thanksgiving. I
can't wait to get that turkey.
They're gonna beat the Chiefs, bro. I'm telling y'all now, they beat the Chiefs.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
That defense.
I got the Arizona iced tea in the refrigerator. I'm gonna mail it to you.
All right.
That's a good right spot for the Chiefs.
That secondary can't stop. That secondary can't stop water.
Okay, but they're gonna run the ball down the Chiefs' throat, and Andy gonna wait for Pat to save them, and Pat ain't gonna be able to save them.
But that's a perfect matchup for the Chiefs, though.
Is the difference.
That's a perfect matchup. The Chiefs can throw the ball, and the Cowboys can't stop the pass. That's a perfect matchup for the Chiefs.
Cowboys can't stop the run.
No, they can't stop anything.
They can't stop either one. But
they can't stop anything unless they play the Raiders.
Like I say, Bland and Diggs and all them, they've been getting burnt all season.
By the way, John, I don't know if you guys saw this. Jamar Chase's appeal was denied.
Oh yeah,
of course. Wow. Did they give him an extra game?
I would have been like, yeah, actually, here's two of them.
Yeah. Now that I thought about it.
Shit, not even that. If I was Ramsey, I'd be whooping his ass right now. Hell, bro, they would have had to be pulling me off of him to the next 3 days. You spit on me.
Ramsey gonna run into him at one of these awards banquets, and it's gonna be a problem.
It would have been a problem.
Yeah, they're gonna see each other. They're gonna see each other in Miami or somewhere like that.
I'm pulling up hard. I'm at your neighborhood. I'm knocking on your door. Look, Hey,
With that being said, gentlemen, let me get you guys out of here, man. This has been a great show. CK, you know what to do. Shut us down, big homie.
I appreciate being here with y'all tonight, man. Like we said, we know it's the holidays. Everybody be easy. It's easy to get a little caught up with what you don't have and what you can't do. Appreciate what you do have. Enjoy the people that are around you. And just remember, Aaron Glenn needs to be fired into the sun.
All right.
Hey, big dog.
Leave that man alone.
He don't miss him.
he must have looked and saw that Tyrod has not been that much better. And Tyrod actually been worse than Hill, which is crazy.
Yes, sir. Coach, get us out of here, big dog.
All right, I do want to say this. I know I just want to kind of sneak this in here because I was talking about this with a fellow at work about the NBA. At least the Wizards are fun and bad. The Pacers are just sad. That's just a sad group. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care.
That's a sad outfit. I don't care how they are. It's sad. And also, look, what a difference a week makes. Looks like my magicians are starting to figure it out. Just putting that out there. Look, guys, like always a pleasure to come in here.
They did lose to this team from Houston, though. Just saying.
Yeah, of course. That goes what I said. Everybody
was
loses their
amazing.
lives.
Somebody was amazing in that game. His name started with an S.
So go ahead, Coach. What do you think?
Anyway, this is not the launch pad. Turn this into the launch pad.
Yeah, because I'll take myself off the screen if y'all want to do a launch pad. I can go.
Yeah. Anyway, y'all know how I close it out, man. God is good
all the time.
Make sure y'all drink y'all water, stay hydrated, and of course, get them dubs up. Wu-Tang is for the children. We'll see you next time, guys.
Appreciate you, big dog, man. Can't wait to share space with him again. Larry, you know what to do. Get us out here, big homie.
Man, I'm gonna just say that the polls are a joke. Tyrod has been worse than Justin Fields this season, and Coach sucked. And that's what I'm gonna end the show on. It was a pleasure, y'all. I was a privilege. I'm out.
Appreciate you, big dog, man. Velen, talk to me, big homie.
Good to do a show with y'all. We'll be back at it tomorrow on the Wrestling Backstage Business. Don't listen to CK. He does not like anybody in the league. He will tell you he don't like anybody. All right, don't listen to him. Now I'm kidding, man. Shout out to Coach. Shout out to CK. Shout out to Larry. Pleasure doing the show with you guys. I'll see you there. See you.
Appreciate you, big dog, man. Yo, it's your boy Sirius repping now 412 and the 703, man. Such a privilege and actually a pleasure doing this show with you gentlemen on a regular basis, man. Yo, they alluded to it a little bit ago. Tomorrow, Backstage Business is back in the building, talking about everything around the world of WWE. Yo, last night's Monday Night Raw, check this out. If you haven't watched it, go back and catch that, man. There was a lot that went on. I'm excited to talk about it and bring it to you guys, man. I always close out my shows like this, man. God is good, even though sometimes people are not, man. God bless you guys. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace.